All right. Happy Thursday. Listen, it's the 19th, right? So that means February is almost coming to an end. We've got about 12 days left in the month. So just in case you're wondering, right? The Primerica month doesn't end on like February 28th. Okay, so it'll end up going for a couple of days past that, and then cash for the month goes even another week after that. Don't worry about all that right now. Just know that when it comes to the bonus and everything that we're working on for you guys, right? That extra $100 bonus for everything that ends March 2nd. All right, so who's bonus eligible right now? Like who's not licensed or who is unlicensed and working on a field training bonus, right? A couple people. So what I want you guys to think about is if you were gonna do some training or you were gonna like move the needle on your bonus, would you rather do it and make 200 or would you rather do it and make 300 for the same thing? Three, right? We're always gonna take more. More is always better. So this is where I need you guys to think about a little bit of urgency, right? So if we're gonna do it, let's do it now. If you have somebody's like, oh yeah, I'll get back to you in like September, wrong answer, right? Hey, listen, I love that you want to get back with me in September, but I got to get this training done like this week before the month is over, and it would really help me out. Listen, if you like, right? So like just put a little bit of urgency in it. Thank them and then put a little bit of urgency in it, guys. So tonight, what I really want to help you guys sort of learn and understand a little bit better is goals. Okay? Because I think what happens over time, like the farther we get just, in age, we sort of think about like somebody says, "Well, hey, what's your goal?" Like, "Oh, I just want to get this done." Right? And we lose a lot of specificity in terms of that goal and then sort of like unpacking what it's going to take to get there. So that's sort of like the framework we're going to talk about tonight. We got a couple of things to kind of go over in terms of just some recognition and then we'll go from there. Okay. So let me pull this up and we'll get the slideshow going. Bum, 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 bum. Present. All right. So everyone knows my favorite spirit animal, right? But tonight he's talking about goals or she. I don't know. I don't know. Could be a she. This kind of looks like my cat Zara right now. So tonight we're talking about goals, guys. Goals. But first, right? What do? We announce stuff. This is a big deal. Does anyone want to go on a like all expenses paid basically beach retreat sometime this late spring, early summer? Hang out with Andy and Brittany, probably me, and Angela Weber's fighting to be there right now. She's number one. But here's what's happening, right? If you do an app right now of any size, you get reset to winning in like the last place spot. If you do an app of 600 or more, right? And you do two of them, you get 2x credit for that. 300 or more, or excuse me, 1200 or more, you get 3x credit and 9 lottery entries. So the top four are going to win, and somebody is going to be like Matt Rivera was back in the day and win the stay at an Airbnb. Okay. Listen, no license required. Training premium counts. So training premium counts for Matt and Veronica if Matt's writing the policy. Okay. In that example, it's going to be up in Destin. Anybody ever been to Destin before? Like white sandy beaches, pretty solid. Pretty solid. So look, because most people, and I'll tell you why, right? Here's the reason Andy does resets, is because most people would look at the premium numbers up here and go, dang, Angela is killing it. She's at like 8,600. I can't do that in like a week. But, but wait, there's more, right? See how all these people are at 6,400? You think all these people just did a $6,400 AP app like today? No, absolutely not. So they did an app and they got reset. So now watch what happens. Watch, watch. You do one app and get reset to 6,400, and then you do one big one of like, let's say 1,200. You're going to go from 6,400 to 9,600 with two apps. Do you see the math? Can you see it? Because you get reset with one, the next one counts. And if the next one's a biggie, boom. And trust me, I know Miss Julie. I'll help her with the math if it doesn't work out in your favor. I will help in the math. Right? Yeah. Heck yeah, Matt. Like 10K. Just like that. Two apps. Two apps, you're at 10K. Boom. You're in first place and you knock Angela Weber out. So look, check me out. I'm the first loser right now. For right now. Come on now. Yeah. Y'all think I ain't gonna close nothing before the weekend's over? She, come on. You know that's happened. You know that's happened. So look, if you think you want a shot, don't wait because you got to get reset. You got to get reset. Okay. Oh, by the way, you get reset for this. It's going to help you get reset for Colorado. Okay. East Coast Builder School. A bunch of us have our tickets already. Some of you don't. I don't know why this weird blue Y is hanging out here, but what? Technology is fun. Some of us don't. So listen, if you don't have a ticket yet, don't click the link and just buy it. Text me first. I have a block of tickets still. I think we have 18 tickets left. I got them at the $20 flat rate. If you go try to buy a ticket right now, it's going to be like $28 with fees and everything because the price went up and the price is going to go up again. Okay. If you don't have one yet and you want one, text me because I promise you, like with everything that I can promise you, you need to be there and listen to Hector Lamarck speak. Florida in September is a great place to be. And even if you can't make it down, it's on Zoom. It's recorded. So you'll have a recording forever. You can watch it back as many times as you want. And it's going to be live streamed for the weekend, guys. So listen, I have bulk tickets. I guess I need to update that because there's like 19 left. So we're still number one. We're beating Andy in the OG base in terms of ticket sales. That's never happened before, guys. And our goal is to have 50 people in person. So we need more tickets. And once I get those sold out of that like special rate, they're gone. Okay. And the price is just going to keep going up. So please, if you need one, get it now while it's cheap and I can save you some money. All right. So check it out. These are last week's closers, right? So this is last week where we were, right? So we were in 82nd place in the company. That 82nd out of like 6,900 regional vice president base shops isn't terrible. It's not bad. We've been worse, right? And so Tennille was number one last week, and Angela was number one in premium. So Tennille was number one in personal recruits, and Angela was number one in personal premium. So let's see, right? Did the leaderboard change? Let's find out. Well, we're at 86. So we did some work, but so did everybody else. So we're at 86. So we kind of maintained, not terrible. Angela, right, doubled her premium from last month, from last week. So awesome. I'm coming up right behind her though. Michelle Farr, proud of you, girl, right? You're over 1,400 in personal premium for the month, so you're getting your reset. So Michelle got her reset for Colorado. So when this month closes, she'll be earning that last place spot for the Colorado trip in August. Okay. Haley, we got to get that number up. And Sue Ellen, I don't know if she's on, but hey, she's on the board, right? So look, Alyssa LaCory jumped into first place though. So she and Tennille are tied. There's a whole bunch of people else that are down here with one. So if you don't see your name, it's just showing the top five, and I'm pretty sure it's just in alphabetical order after that. So Michelle, proud of you, girl. Keep going. But guys, who knows what our goal is for the month in terms of premium, like life insurance premium written for the month for the whole team, and the number of recruits that we would want. Anybody besides Angela and Matt? Or how about you guys just go look at the chat and look at what some of the leaders are writing in there right now? Because if you weren't sure, they'll tell you. And here's a fun fact about Primerica, guys. If you're not sure what you should be doing, right? Find somebody that's doing something that you think is worthwhile and copy it. Copy it. It's a copycat business. You just got to make sure you're copying the right cat. Okay. So look, 20 by 20 is the minimum, right? So I have no doubt that we're going to hit that. Then 30 by 30, 40 by 40, 50 by 50, guys. As we start consistently hitting 50 by 50, some of you guys who have aspirations of becoming regional vice presidents, that is going to start becoming reality. All right. And I can feel it. There's momentum. Things are different. Okay. Things are different. Huge shout out to everyone who took the appointment setting incentive and contest seriously the last couple of days. All right. So Brittany Reynolds, Brittany had seven set, right, and she was on her own sort of tear in terms of like getting ahead of the incentive. She had her own incentive, but then Nicole, Gabrielle, Jonna, Deanna, and Veronica. Great job, guys. And I'm sure there's a bunch of people out there that set like one. If you set two and I didn't get your name from somebody, I'm sorry. But listen, if you want to see your name up there, you got to do something to get up on the board. One of my mentors uh, always says, right? Like nobody ever got on stage and thanked the minimum, right? And some of you know who that is, right? That's Ian Bruckner. But no one ever got on stage and thanked the minimum. So usually just doing enough to get by isn't going to get us where we want to go, right? So if you think one's enough, well, set three just in case. Because if you only have one is none, right? We used to say in the Army, one is none. You got to have a backup plan of some sort, right? We called it a PACE plan. You have a primary, an alternate, a contingency, and then an emergency, right? So, and that's kind of how it goes. Because if you set four, two of them are going to reschedule. You have two left. You get on one. You get on both of those. You're probably going to close one. So that's kind of the math. That's kind of the way that goes. All right. But let's talk about goals because if I if I asked you right now to do me a favor and put a goal in the Zoom chat, right? So just try it. If you guys wrote your goals out or you have a goal in mind, put it in the Zoom chat and let's just kind of see. Get licensed, pay off my car. I like that. 1 by 3 for the month. Okay, right, Emily. Now we're getting somewhere. 8,000 cash flow a month. Okay, now we're talking, Sean. 3 by 3 consistently. Okay, get a car. I like these. These are good. Well educated in the day trading field. Okay. Nigel, we don't do day trading, but I like where your head's at. Okay. So these are good goals, guys, right? And good goals, it sounds fine. Sounds fine, right? Here's one I hear all the time. Be an RVP. That's a great goal. That's a great goal. But can you measure it? Can you measure that? Right? Here's a little bit better goal in the next 90 days. So it's got a time constraint on it. Be fully investment licensed, have three independent legs, right? Meaning three like mini teams inside of a team and earn a 50K watch. That's a pretty solid goal. I like that, right? I like that. So this versus this drastically different. So when we start setting goals, we need to think about, I want you to start thinking about them as SMART goals. Has anyone ever, well, I guess I always do that. Has anyone not heard of a SMART goal before? Is this new to anybody? All right, as long as there's one person, then I'm teaching. Good. So check it out. Oh man, my whole well, I'm just gonna have to do it because it got all out of whack anyway. Well, here you go. So this is what SMART means, right? SMART goals, not smart as in, wow, that's a smart goal. No, SMART is an acronym. So it's specific. So let's just say your goal is to promote to district contract. Is it measurable? Like it's kind of in this case, it's binary, right? It's yes or no. It's a one or a zero. Is it achievable? I mean, is it realistic? Well, yeah, it's definitely realistic, right? If you just came in and you're brand new and you said, I want to be a senior national sales director, well, that's not really achievable because that takes a lot. Okay. Is it relevant? Does it align with your bigger objective? Well, that brings out an interesting point, right? Like you're gonna have some small goals that are gonna build into a big goal, right? Like the whole be an RVP, that's a pretty big goal. There are things that we need to do along the way in order to hit that. Okay. And then is it time bound? This one is kind of a big deal because sort of like going back to the be an RVP, well, if you don't put a date on that, well, you could always hit that goal. It could take you 25 years to hit the goal, but you'll hit it. But if your goal is to be an RVP by September, well, now we got work to do because there are very, very specific gates that we need to hit along the way. All right. So now let's look at it again. Man, this thing is killing me. Oh, so much for my build slide. Right? Okay, specific, right? Promote to district, same thing, measurable, 50% commission. So yeah, I can measure what a district promotion is, and also, yes, did it happen? Okay. Is it achievable? Can I do it? Guys, right now, if you're brand new in the business, your 50% district promotion contract is going to be done by someone else. As a field trainer, it is our job to bring you to district, right? We're going to show you everything along the way because you don't know what you're doing. We're going to do it for you up until the point that you're at about that district contract. And from there, we're going to teach you how to teach it to somebody else. So we call it show, do, teach. And that's really the system. Okay. And so Aspen, like, great. Hey, listen, 5 by 5. I love that. By when? Right? It's totally attainable and it's achievable and it's definitely relevant because it helps, right? But by when? Because when you say by when, you can create a little bit of urgency. Okay. And so don't forget, guys, and we're going to come back to the SMART goals in a second. I'm going to help some people understand why we have to get specific on that. So I asked for volunteers earlier, right? I want to talk to somebody who's been around for a minute. We're going to talk to them first, and then I want to talk to somebody who's relatively new. Okay. But don't forget right now, where your training bonus is at in the month of February, every 1 by 1. So every one recruit, every new person you bring into the team, right? For you, because it's yours, and every 1,000 in annual premium, guys, that's a $300 bonus. So remember last week when we talked about 3 for a G, right? 3 by 3 is normally going to get you a $600 bonus. Right now it's 900. 900. And don't forget, just because just because you get the bonus this month or you earn that like increase in your bonus this month, if you don't get licensed this month, it's not going to go away, right? You've got your 90-day clock for your bonus. And so as long as you're not going to outrun that, it's going to be there until you either pass your exam and get it paid out, or you're just, or you go past the time and then your bonus goes away. So that's another reason we try to create some urgency because if you're dragging this process out, can you can you make a significant amount of money in this business unlicensed? Put in the Zoom chat. With no license, can you make a significant amount of money? Not really. Not really. You can make money. Vivint, home and auto, depending on the state that your client is in, Legal Shield will pay you some money, identity theft will pay you some money, but it's not the kind of money that you want. I promise you, right? It's nice. It's nice. It'll show up, right? But it's not the kind of money you want. And so we're gonna come out of this for a second. And so for 31, dang, guys, hey, congratulate yourselves, right? 31 on the meeting right now, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. That's consistent, right? That's consistent growth. The last few weeks, we were in the low 20s, teens, consistently mid 20s, right? Now we're in the 30s. The next goal, right? So next week, I would love to hit 40. I would love to hit 40. So that means everybody that's here right now has to come back. And at least 5 of us need to bring 2 people, or 10 of us bring one person. So, who's been around for a minute that has a goal that I can help you with right now? Can you do me a favor and just unmute yourself and then I'll spotlight you and we'll talk about your goal, right? Anybody?
I'll go.
Who is,
It's Michelle. Sorry.
yeah, I'll find you. Hang on. Where'd you go?
I'm not on cam here. Let me get my camera on. I'm
Oh,
just
that's why I can't find you.
yeah. I'll turn my camera on because I'm just doing mom note over here.
Yeah, you're good.
Uh,
Oh, she muted. She left. She quit. I'm just kidding. She didn't quit. She just muted. She's there somewhere. I can't spotlight you, Michelle, with your camera off. Either that or the babies went crazy. Oh,
I'm here. Sorry.
okay. Yeah, you're
Okay.
good.
SIE passed, scheduled and passed by March 15.
Okay.
The 5,000 a month.
So hold on, back up though. 5K a month, is that what you want to make?
No, sorry. Premium.
Premium? Okay.
Yeah. Um, and I had one more goal, which was I gotta look at my notes, but if I look at my notes, my camera's gonna go off maybe. All right.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, my first workshop scheduled and done by April 15th.
Beautiful. Okay. So for some backstory for you guys that don't know Michelle, right? Michelle has has a goal to do some financial workshops within the like church communities that they're a part of. And
And
so
so,
the goal for her, right, pass the SIE and schedule and pass by March 15th. So Michelle, I would argue you should probably give yourself a deadline to schedule that's not the same as your pass date, right?
Right.
Schedule ideally by March 1st,
Okay.
test by March 15th, right? So building blocks in terms of the goals. So I'm gonna write these down and I'm gonna send them to you.
okay.
So schedule by 1 March, right? So that's how we're gonna improve that. Workshop by April 15th. I would argue that that's too far away.
Okay.
Too far away only because even if all you did was get in front of, let's just say, some of the church elders board, however their structure is set up, and you
Mhm.
gave a mini demonstration for 5 people, at that point, you're getting a rep in. You're going to get feedback from them. You're going to see how you can tailor and improve that pitch, that presentation, and you're going to be able to tailor it specifically for that congregation because it'll change from congregation to congregation,
Right. Sure.
right? But if you wait 6 weeks, almost 2 months at this point, right? So I,
Well, yeah. So let me clarify that.
Mhm.
That was when I wanted my first like real session. I March 1st, my mom comes into town.
Mhm.
So March 1st, I'll have some free time to personally go to churches and pitch it in person, which will be, I've sent emails to a couple, but I just kind of want to follow up in person.
Perfect.
So I'm going to say March 7th, after my mom has been here a week, I'm going to start that part.
I love it. I love it. So do you see how in about 3.5 minutes though, we got a lot more granular clarity
Yeah.
on not only your goals, but then a plan to structurally achieve those goals, right?
Yep.
And so that's huge. That's huge because if we're not clear on the goal and we're not clear on a path to get there, it just becomes this sort of nebulous thing. And then what starts to happen is we create our own anxiety because there becomes a massive, like disjointed, unaligned reality between our expectation that we had set and reality. There's no joy when those are not aligned. And so that's where we can get really clear on some of this stuff. So I appreciate you. So look, one more thing I want to back up and kind of walk through. Why 5,000 in premium? Oh, you muted again.
Sorry, because I have kids walking in here. So
That's okay.
um, that was what I thought was, I guess based on experience, it was higher than what I previously made, but not
Okay.
so high to where I thought I would be where I thought I would not make it, I
Yeah.
guess.
No,
So
that's okay. That's okay. Have you done the math on what writing 5,000 in premium will pay you?
I have not, assuming, I mean, I probably about three. Sorry, that's what I mean. My noises.
No, the kids are fine. It's okay.
Yeah, so about three, maybe. I
So
don't
pretty close, a little less. What contract level are you at? Commission percentage?
60.
60%. Okay. So 5K in premium that Michelle wants to write times her commission contract, she will have earned, right, overall across that premium roughly 3,000.
Yeah.
Her advance, what that will pay her into her checking account direct deposit, 75% of that
Right.
is about 2,250.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you guys start thinking about like a number, I would much rather you think about how much cash do I want in my checking account
Okay.
and then sort of back your way into, well, what do I need to do to get there? That's
Okay.
a much more powerful, tangible thing than just sort of saying, I want to go write 5,000 in premium, right?
Okay.
But if you want to go write 5,000 in premium, what do you need to do? Well, on average, sit with roughly
Yes.
5 individuals or
Yeah.
sit down with 2 or 3 married clients and help them both, right? So does that help though in terms of like breaking that apart? It gets a lot easier to conceptualize when you say, well, heck, if I need to write 5K in premium, that means I need to sit with a married client this week one next week, and then at least one more by the end of the month, every month. Does that seem a lot more simple? Much more reasonable, right?
Yes.
Much more reasonable. Awesome. Michelle, thank you so much for being brave and sharing that. Um, did that help?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it helped me just put it together when you asked for it,
Yeah,
because I hadn't put it together. I mean, I honestly, I was just surviving today, figuring out my new schedule in life.
that's parenthood, right? That's parenthood.
Yeah.
Well, guys, hey, give Michelle some love, right? Today is her like first official, or this week is her first official week, like off her job. She left her job, not because of Primerica, but it was always in the works. And then, right? Not
Yeah.
coincidence, Providence. I found her a couple months ago before she decided to actually leave her job. It's just the way it is sometimes. So
Yes. Yeah, it's good. It's been my new board of directors is a little demanding here, but
that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Well, thanks, Michelle. I'll let you get back to your board before you get fired. All right. So Michelle's been around for a little minute, for a couple minutes. Who's brand new that really wants some help? Who's brand new within like the last even week, 2 weeks?
Me. Go.
Who
I'm
is
not
me?
that new though.
You're not that new?
No,
Okay.
I'm not that new.
Who is talking?
Deanna.
Nicole.
Where
Look, I turned
oh,
my camera on and everything.
well, I can see that you're unmuted, but you normally would come to the front. So hang on. Nicole, I'll get to you in a second because Deanna's been here a little bit longer. So I just want to get her going. There she is. Okay. Welcome to the front of the class, Deanna.
Hi. So my goal is I don't have money goal. I'm not, that's not my focus right now.
Okay.
Mine is I'm giving myself 6 months, which is about June, to make sure that this is right for me.
Mm,
As of right now, it feels like 100% right. Nothing has discouraged me, not even failing my test.
beautiful.
And I'm giving myself a year, and hopefully by the end of 2026, I'm going to be the 9 to 5 freedom. I do not want to be under somebody anymore. So those are my goals. 6 months to make sure this is where I'm supposed to be, and within a year, gone from the 9 to 5.
I love that. I love that. So can I help you kind of break that down into bite-sized pieces some more?
Go for it.
So I know you're not money motivated, but we all have to
No,
be
I mean I am, but that's not my. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like I'm ready to get away from the 9 to 5. Like yeah, I gotta have money, but
Yep.
that's not what's driving me. What's driving me is something that's going to be able to take the place of the 9 to 5. So I guess it is money wise, but not really.
So here's a dangerous way to think about it that I generally don't like to use. But if you leave your job, how much do you need to replace monthly?
Like with what was her name, Michelle?
Hmm.
I could do good with 2,000. If I could get 2,000 in my checking account a month, not that that's where I want to settle for, but
Sure.
if I at least 2,000 in my checking account a month, I'm good.
Yeah.
Probably the first 3 or 4 months I have that going into my account, I'm going the 9 to 5 is gone.
Okay. That's an important thing to understand. And when you think about how Primerica was built, right? Art Williams built Primerica. It started as A.O. Williams. He wanted it as a way for part-time agents to be able to make extra money, create a financial life preserver, essentially, grow into financial freedom and financial independence. And then ultimately at some point, if they hit that fork in the road to where their part-time gig is paying them more than their full-time gig, well, now you have a decision to make, right? But this isn't just something because it feels good, you just walk away from what you're doing because you have responsibilities, you have to pay bills. And so
Yeah.
even though we're not money motivated, we have to figure out what it would take to actually be able to walk away from that. And so when you break that down, you say, yeah, I just need to make about 2 grand. Okay, well, making 2 grand as a regional vice president in terms of what goes into it is a lot different than someone who's at a district contract, at a 50% contract, right? But
Right.
here's how you can back into the math, guys. And so just that way, like, take this away so you have it. If at the end of the day you need to make 2 grand We all get advanced, meaning like what goes into our checking account at 75% of whatever we earned. So whatever you want to make divided by 75%, right? Divided by your commission. Okay. Deanna's at a 50% commission contract or will be when she's appointed. That means Deanna, very, very similar to Michelle, needs to write a little over 5,300 in premium every month. It's doable, right? Deanna, that means you need to sit down and help one client a week on average, preferably married clients.
Those are nice.
Those are nice, right? Because you
Yeah.
sit down with a married client, you should be walking away with two policies, two clients, right? And so when you think about it like that, I need to sit down with one client a week. I just need one client a week. It just it seems so much more attainable, right?
Yeah.
And so there's this like sort of goal that has to happen to where if you want to sit down with one client a week, well, if all you're doing is like going through your Rolodex, it's a finite resource, right? And so when it comes to recruiting, that's your lead generation system. Think about it. When someone comes into the business, they bring an entirely new market. It's a market you, as a licensed agent, have never been in. If they want to get trained and build their bonus and increase their commission, they have to set appointments, correct?
Mm.
Correct, right? So here's how the math on recruiting works. And we'll bring up the calculator, right? Angela always likes the jokes. Noah's favorite thing is the freaking calculator. If you recruit 10 people this month, on average, 60% of them will stick around. You with me?
Mm.
So if you recruited 10, you'll have six that'll stick around and do something. Like on average, the ones that stick around will do somewhere between one and two like policy sales during their field training. But on average, we'll say about 2,000 in premium. Some will do zero, some will do five. Okay. But even if I use the low number, Deanna, and I just say 1,500, why did I do that by 60%? That's not what was supposed to happen. 1,500 times six. Oh my God, I cannot use calculator today. I'm tired. Right? So if you want to write about 5 to 6,000, you need to on average be double digit recruiting, right? DDR. Like double digit recruiting, because that's going to put you in a position to write somewhere between 5 and 10,000 in premium every month. That's the math. That's the math, guys. And so, and at some point, you will be in a position to where you're not having to do that consistently by yourself, right? You recruit, field train, license, promote, start over again, and then you retain great people. Okay. So for you, your main goal has to be pass your exam. You already got it rescheduled. Super proud of you. Guys, listen, did you hear the resilience in Deanna's voice? Like, look, I failed it. I didn't care.
Yeah.
She got a good look at it. If you go
No,
take
I
your
wasn't
exam,
ready. I knew I wasn't. I told Haley, I told Angela, I'm like, I know I'm not ready, but I went and took it anyways.
that's the key though. Hey, listen, I'm not ready. It's all right, whatever. I'm gonna go get a good look at it. Because sometimes you know what happens? You could have went and passed it. You don't know, right?
Yeah.
But you got a good look at it. You didn't pass it, but you also didn't die.
No, I didn't.
You didn't die. And now you've got like, hey, look, you got a good look at it. And look, some of the questions are weird, right? They don't look like the practice exam. And then when you go back, there should be no doubt in your mind that when you go back, you're gonna absolutely crush it. And
Yeah. I was laughing. I know the guy beside me was like, I wish he would shut up because I was like, I don't know this. And I was just laughing.
that's okay.
It was bad, but
That's
anyways.
okay. But now you know, right? And guys,
Yeah.
if you fail your exam the first time, well, welcome to the club. You got to go look at it, and I would say 30 to 50% of people will need a second look at the exam. We don't even call it failing. You just need a second look at it. That's it,
Yeah.
right? Ask
That was
Michael
just
Jordan.
practice.
Yeah, it's just a practice. Like ask Michael Jordan, right? He never lost a game in his entire career. He just ran out of time. He just ran out of time. He never lost. He just ran out of time, right? You ran out of time. You probably could have got a better score if you'd had more time to keep going, right? Maybe.
We'll go with that.
We'll go with that, right? We'll go with that. Awesome. Well, hey, Deanna, thank you so much. I'm gonna let you go. Guys, show her some love in the Zoom chat, and Michelle, please. It takes guts, right? I mean, there's only 30, 31. There was 32 on a second ago, but that's still a lot of people to like get up in front of and just sort of like open up, right? And so, but let's go back to sort of the goals here really quick, right? If your goal is to hit a certain income level, well, you have to know what your commission level is going to be at, right? And so if you're, hold on, you're new to this, yeah, Haley, you just showed up today, so you're getting like right into the fire, right? What exactly premium, and could you explain the process of scheduling appointments? For sure, for sure. Premium, right? Life insurance premium is whatever the monthly cost is times 12. Okay. And so do I have a slide here? I don't. I thought I had one. Hang on. Hang on. I can go find something. Nope, I got rid of it. So on average, the amount that we use for monthly premium for a policy, just for simple math, is about 84 bucks a month, right? If you're super young and healthy, it'll be way cheaper. But on average, about 84 bucks a month, because 84 times 12 is also 1,000, right? So 1,000 times 50% is 500. On average, that's about how much you're going to be making as a licensed agent writing a policy on your own. Guys, I don't know anywhere else where you can go with relatively minimal training, a fairly easy license to attain, and be in a position to make anywhere from 250 to $800 an hour, depending on your commission level. That's crazy. That's crazy. So let's do this really fast because this is a fun one. This is a fun one. Let's say, because one of the biggest things that people struggle with in the beginning of this business is worrying about one, what people think, two, being told no. It's true, right? It's true. So if you set out and made 100 phone calls to people that you know, right? Look in your phone contact list right now. How many contacts are in your phone? For those of you that are iPhone users, go to your contacts and scroll all the way to the bottom, right? Below Z. Just keep going, right? Keep going. It's down there. How many contacts are in your phone? Keep going. For those of you that are Android users, I cannot help you for more reasons than just I don't understand your phone. 304
For
most
the
of them.
Android users, it's right at the top. When you go to contacts, it's right at the top.
There you go. Sean, all right, now we're talking 4 digits. Joni, 4 digits. Good. 2000, 2000, couple hundred. Jen, 1400. Nice. I must just be a weirdo because I've got over 4,000 in my phone. I don't know. Some are probably duplicates. Almost 2,000 for Trey. Nice. Right? So let's use Joni's, right? Joni's got 2,000 contacts in her phone. 100 of Joni's contacts is 5% of the people that she knows that are in her phone. Joni, if you call 100 people, right? If you called 100 people and every call took you 3 minutes and you didn't stop, right? You guys remember that movie with Will Smith where he just like holds the phone and then like pushes the button? What was that one? Where he was trying to get he was trying to get the job as the broker, the stockbroker. He's the genius dude. God, what is that movie?
That was Pursuit of Happiness.
Thank you. Ah, such a good movie.
I just
Right?
watched it the other night.
It's so good. But listen, why did he not put the phone down when other people were putting the phone down? Sean, you can't answer because you
You
just
need-
watched the movie. Don't
Oh.
you just watched the movie, cheater, right? Why didn't he put the phone down? Why did he hold the phone and then with the other finger? Now, most of you don't even know what this kind of phone is because you're not old enough, right? Oh yeah, I know. I can see Julia laughing. She's like, I know what that kind of phone is, right? But he just clicked the thing over here and he just held the phone because it was faster. He could get through more calls. But look at this. If you called 100 people, and just be real, if you called 100 people to ask for a favor, how many people out of that 100 do you think would say yes? Put it in the Zoom chat. If you called 100. 60, Matt? Three? Joni, you think three people out of 100 would say yes to you? Four? Joni, you calling the wrong damn people. We got to figure out who you're calling before you like we need to qualify the list a little better before you start calling and only get yes from 3 out of 100 people. That would be ridiculous. There you go, Alyssa. I like that one. Minimally 20, right? 20% are going to tell you yes. Okay. She's calling 800 numbers. I hope not. Well, at least better than 900 numbers, right? Lord, somebody help her. All right. So look, 300 minutes to make 100 calls, right? You're going Will Smith style. You're not putting the phone down. 300 minutes, right? What is that's 5 hours? We'll divide by 60 just so everybody believes me. So that's 5 hours. In 5 hours, you're going to set a minimum of 20 appointments because we used Alyssa's math. 20 said yes, okay? Now you set 20 appointments. Out of those 20 that you set, roughly half of them are not going to reschedule on you, right? You're going to get on half of those. And if you get on half of those appointments and you're in the right market, meaning they're married or have a spouse of some sort, they have kids, right? They're between probably 25 and 55. That's probably kind of your sweet spot. 18 to 70 can be a client, right? But we're focusing on the sweet spot. They're homeowners and they have a job, an occupation. That's macho. You're going to close at least half of those, right? So now you set 20 appointments, 10 stuck. More might, but 10 will stick and then won't reschedule on you. 5 you're going to close because you should at least be a 50% closer, minimum. What did we say the average policy size is? 1,000, right? And so if you're sitting with married clients, which you should be, 1,000K, Angela, is 1 million. I love it. I receive that, right? But if you're sitting with married clients, we'll say on average, you should be closing about 1,500 per appointment. Okay. So if you made 100 calls in 5 hours and you were able then to, even through all of the, like we'll call it like breakage, right? Like get down to 5 appointments that you closed and you closed about 7,500 in premium. Even if you're at a 25% commission, which is the lowest commission ever, you can't be lower. That's where everybody starts. How much money did you just make? 1875. So what's going in your checking account? 1,400. 1,400. Okay. So we set appointments in 5 hours and we sat on 5 appointments. So that's about 10 hours. Yeah. Do we all agree on that math? Even if you're slow, like even if it took you 2 hours for all of the actual like client KT appointments, 5 hours to set the appointments. I'll even give you 6. I'll give you a bathroom break every hour, right? Right? 6 hours to set the appointments and 10 to close the appointments. That's 16 hours of total actual like work. Watch this. So how much did you make an hour at the lowest commission contract level? Making 100 calls to set 20 appointments to get on 10 to close 5. Does anybody on the call right now make $88 an hour? You do here? Did I just wake somebody up? I hope. At the lowest contract level. That's what it looks like when you put in the work. That's what it looks like when you put in the work. That's at a 25% commission contract level, guys. At a 50% commission contract level, you would agree it's just double, right? At a 50% contract level, that's $175 an hour to do the same work. To do the same work. So if you knew that you knew that you knew, right? Like no questions asked. I'm your fairy godmother. I'm your genie, right? Poof. What do you need? It's kind of a running joke in our house because most things that I touch just work for some reason. But like, I'm your genie. Poof. What do you need? And I asked you, what do you want? And I guaranteed you could have it. Would you ask for more? You would. You would have asked for more. Well, Primerica is kind of like an all-you-can-eat buffet, and Glenn Williams is at the carving station just slicing off cash. That's kind of what it's like because there's no limit, but you have to be clear on what you want. You have to be very clear on what you want. And and I promised you guys a few weeks ago that I would be better for you as a leader. I'm working on my own self-development. I got a coach, right? He's helping me a lot. He's going to help me get very clear on some things. And I promise you, I promise you, we are going to like light this thing up. It already feels different. I don't know if you feel it. If you haven't been around long enough, you'll get it, right? But it feels different. It feels different. There's different momentum. People are hungry. The math is mathing. It's going to happen. And look, I don't care if you've been here for 5 seconds or you've been around for 5 years. Primerica is exactly where you're supposed to be, guys. Look, I don't believe in coincidence. I don't. I do not believe in coincidence. I believe in providence. You're here. You're here at a time when you could be somewhere else, but you're here now because you're supposed to be. Okay? And if you don't understand some of the stuff that I said today because you're brand new, that's okay. When you're brand new in the business, it will feel like drinking out of a fire hose. Just and if that's weird, like just imagine what that would seem like, right? You're gonna get sprayed, most of the water is gonna end up on the ground, you'll drink this much. Just keep coming back. Just keep coming back. Yeah. Divine appointments, guys. Divine appointments. And so, guys, I'm gonna end a little bit early tonight because I think we're in a good spot. If you wrote down goals and as we're going through SMART goals, it was just sort of like, oh, that didn't work. I need to come back. I need to reset. That's what it is. It's called iteration, right? Write it down. Do I like it? No. Start over. It's 1,000 name list. Our job is put people on the list, take people off the list, right? 100 calls. I challenge everyone tonight, go write down a list of 100 names. Go through your phone. Print off your friends list from Facebook. Go through that. If you're going like, oh man, I have no idea who I should talk to, right? Think of STEAM, right? People like salespeople, teachers, engineers, right? Motivated people. I have a couple documents that I stole earlier today, right? STEAM, CHAMP, ways for you to kind of like think about people. It'll be really good for you if you use it. Everything I give you is great for you if you use it. If you use it, right? Your license is amazing if you use it. Guys, there are people that are fully licensed, securities out the wazoo, not doing it. Why would you do all that work not to use it? I don't know. I don't know. Listen, I'm around tomorrow and I have a little bit of availability in my schedule still. If you haven't set an appointment and you're brand new, and you have not set an appointment with me yet, just for like a 20-minute meet and greet, please shoot me a text. Everybody here has my number, right? I would love to at least chat with you for a few minutes. If you've set with me before, please don't like save that space for somebody else. But if you haven't met me yet, please just hop on for 20 minutes. No agenda. I just want to meet the new agents that are coming in. Thank you, Jen. Yeah. My son got accepted to West Point yesterday. We just announced it today. So hence the rep shirt, right? I'm the class of '06. He's the class of 2030. So yeah, Cheyenne, get on my calendar, right? Get on my calendar. Yeah, Alyssa, you're still fired, by the way, with your Go Navy comment. But we'll work on that. I might rehire you just to fire you again, but we'll still work on that. Don't worry. All right, guys. Love you. Talk to you soon. Bye. I'll get the recording out in a bit.